Hey, what's going on, guys? It's Parker here. My channel name is Ethereal, and today I'm joined by my cousin Jared, who's also known as the Real JTW. And let's just start today with the topic at hand. We're going to talk about using time wisely today and
Yeah,
how to hack time, essentially, right?
exactly, bro.
Yeah. So just a little background on time and stuff like that is um, the way I kind of view time is I kind of have a little bit of kind of like time anxiety, right? Where it's like I feel like I don't accomplish a lot with the time that I'm given sometimes, right? Like I'm kind of almost like afraid to let time pass by, or if I'm not being productive, then I kind of start to kind of freak out a little bit. Do you kind of ever start to kind of feel the same way?
Yeah, I feel like sometimes we look at time like we only have 24 hours in a day. So for me, that might be why I'm not catching up on my sleep. I'm like, oh, 5 hours is enough because I'm gonna lose time. But really, when it comes down to it, there's remedies, things that we need. Like after a while, you run on 5, 6 hours of sleep. You understand that you need 8 hours. So,
Yeah.
using your time wisely, I think, is very important. In different aspects. I mean, even when you're in the gym, you shouldn't be going more than an hour and a half. People go in there for 4 hours just messing around. That's time consuming. So just
Right.
understanding time in certain circumstances, those were just a few examples of, ways that I kind of burn time or how I use my time. But
And yeah, no, and that's a very good point that you brought up because back when I used to kind of think like I would kind of start to like research. I'm like, man, how can I use my time more efficiently? You know what I mean? I've always felt like I've struggled with productivity and got
yeah,
24 hours in a day, you know.
right.
And that was kind of the weird thing too. It's like at one time it was like I wasn't killing time fast enough. It felt like I would always look up what to do. People would always say, "Oh, just go to the gym, just go to the gym," and it's like that's
Yeah,
1 hour out of my day. I
right.
got I got about 15 left before I go to sleep. It's like, you know what I mean?
Yeah. Well,
It's
there's
like,
one thing I
how do
do.
I
Like,
use my time, right?
yeah, there's one thing I do. So when I go to the gym, like I'll make sure to just set a timer because the thing is, like I'll try to not communicate with people. Just like try to get as much done as I can in
Right.
that 45 minutes to an hour. Because I mean that's the thing with time is we're so receptive to like looking at scheduling. I think scheduling is very important too. It's just like how work is. You wake up, you know what time you got to be there, you know what time to get out of there, and really just managing time. It really all comes down to it at the end of the day. But you know,
Man, yeah, totally, absolutely.
what's your thoughts on that as far as scheduling and so forth? You know.
Scheduling, you mean as in like kind of like sticking to like a daily routine?
Yeah, like I get sometimes on your day off, it might not be like that, but like let's just say on a regular day, work day or so, how would you look at it?
How would I look at like a regular work day when it comes to the schedule? I mean,
Yeah,
I would try to just be as productive as possible, you know what I mean?
right.
And I guess we can talk about what productivity kind of looks for us, right? Because like I said, you can go to the gym and it's like you got 15 hours left of the day, right? It's like some of us we're just kind of lost, right? We don't know what to do with our time, right?
Yeah,
Um, but for me, I mean, some things that I like to do though, I would say is I love doing yoga. Um,
yeah,
I love doing meditation.
right.
Um, I will say this. I know that reading is very like beneficial.
Yeah,
Do I do it enough? Probably not. I have a lot of time to read yet.
yeah,
To use a lot of that time to read. Like I mean, like after this, like I'll probably watch some kind of watch some cartoons or whatever I watch. I watch some TV
movie or
shows,
something.
like
Yeah,
watch a movie or something like that. And it's like, man, I could be reading during that time and actually learn,
yeah,
right? And I think for some of us, I think some of us just have to just kind of realize the some of us have to kind of realize the value of time,
yeah,
and we kind of almost have to kind of force ourselves out of doing. to do things that we don't want to do. You know what I mean? Like you know,
Yeah.
I don't feel like reading right now. I feel like watching TV, but you know what? It's best for me to actually sit there and read. I think if we started incorporating a little bit more of these kind of like making sacrifices, you know what I mean? I think
Yeah.
we would be a lot more productive, if you know what I mean, right? Like we would
Well, definitely. I think
accomplish a lot more. We learn a lot
yeah,
about ourselves, others.
right. I do think too, doing what you love, whether it's recently I just started skateboarding. Obviously I got injured recently, but just stepping back on a skateboard, doing trying to do something different that I did maybe back in the past, something, kind of getting out of your comfort zone. I think that's a big thing when it comes to time, learning how to, you know, maybe go back in time sometimes as well, like
Yeah.
that's what I've been doing lately, trying to do something, more. For me it's positive because obviously I'm not the best at doing it, but at least I'm trying, to go back in time and maybe, do something that I used to love. So,
Oh, exactly. Yeah, no, and I don't know if you noticed too, but like when you used to, let's just say like when you were younger, right? And you would do an activity like a sport or
right.
like play video games or whatever it was, you know, you were all like you weren't really worried about time. You were
Yeah.
just like in this kind of like flow state, really enjoying the moment that you were currently in, right? Except
Right.
except when you're in school, it's kind of weird, you know, it's like the clock on your teacher's wall in school
Yeah.
is your best friend. You can't wait for your recess, can't wait for your lunch, and you just can't wait to get out of that place, right? And it's like, oh,
Mm.
it's like you just can't wait to just get out of there, right? And it's kind of
What?
bad. It's almost like you might as well just waste your life away when you're just wanting time to just pass by.
Yeah.
You
Funny you
kill.
brought that up because I think birthdays are so friggin' like, I don't know, so complex. Like, I get that we need to celebrate our birthdays, but at the same time, it's like we're like waiting weeks and weeks just to celebrate one day for what? You know what I mean? Just because, like, the thing is, you know what I mean? Like, enjoy it, treat every day as if it's your last. Like, but also
Right.
understand, like, don't be planning ahead 4 months in advance because your birth. You know what I mean? Like, what? Like, I think that's we get lost in translation. If you understand what I mean, like,
Oh yeah.
I could be like, I should be worrying about getting through today and making it till tomorrow, not thinking 3, 4 weeks ahead. What I'm gonna do for my birthday. That's kind of waste of time in a way. I mean, you know what I mean. But
Exactly.
the big factor. I mean, really, you shouldn't be like thinking about your birthday every day when it's not even your birthday. That's what I'm
Oh
saying.
yeah, like when you're a kid, it's like that month before Christmas, you're just like, man, I'm just so
Yeah,
excited for this time to just pass by, or you know what I mean? Or
exactly.
you hear about like a family trip, and it's like, man, I can't wait for like it can't
No.
get soon enough. This trip that my family's planning, right? You know what I mean?
Yeah, like we should be
When you're
living in
young,
the
you
moment.
just want to have fun, you know what I mean? But it gets
Yeah.
weird as you get older. It's almost like you don't get to have as much fun.
Yeah.
Even when you do get opportunities to have fun, like go on a vacation or
Right.
get a lot of time to yourself, it's not as fun as it used to be. You know what I mean?
No. Well, yeah, I used to love going on vacations, and now it's just kind of like, and I hate that thought process, like all the money and just,
Oh, I
you
know.
know what I mean? Little
Oh, I like
things.
to feel grounded too, right? Yeah,
I feel like, you know what I mean? Like you'll have a whole plan out, right? And then it just
right.
doesn't even go that way. It's like like let's say, oh, I'm gonna go scuba diving. I'm gonna go hit the ocean, and then you only do like one or two things out of that whole like 15 things that you said you were gonna do. You know what I mean? Like
Oh, and that's the
it.
weird thing too, because it's like when I get on vacation, it's like I went to Hawaii, you know what I mean? I was telling you about
Yeah.
5 months ago, and it's like I go to the beach a couple of times, and it's like
Yeah.
enough, you know what I mean?
Yeah. Well,
Uh,
I was supposed to go to a concert in Vegas, and we get to the concert, or we get not to the concert, we get down to Vegas, and within like 2 hours of just being in Vegas, the concert gets canceled due to weather.
oh, gee.
So we were there, like, what do we do? Like, our whole plan, I mean, we were planning this out for months and months, and then just in a blink of an eye, something can change in life. Like that's why I think we need to live in the moment. You know what I mean? Not be so angry at, like, oh, why didn't things go the way I wanted it? That's life, like that's another
That's the
topic,
thing
but
too, is staying more
yeah,
present, right? it's
Exactly.
it's tricky,
Yeah.
right? Because like a lot of times it's like our thoughts just go on and on, dude. And
Yeah.
we play out all these fake scenarios in our head. We play out like stuff that isn't true. Like we play out scenarios in our head where it's like someone says something to us negative, and then we imagine retaliating against them, or
Yeah.
we try to focus on anger, focus on just the future of our finances too, right? Like, oh man, am I gonna be able to pay my bills? Do this when
Yeah.
for a few
Well,
months.
it feels like we're always like ahead of time. We're not actually like in the moment that we are right now. Like it's like we could die today, right? And then we're thinking about tomorrow. Like that logically doesn't make sense at all. Like really, you know what I mean? Like I get it, but like at the same time, it's like scheduling is important, but also like understanding, you got to get through today to make it to tomorrow. You know what I mean? Like try to look at it, your day as what it is now and not what it is like in 4 or 5 weeks. Like I just, like I pointed out, but
Oh, and I think a good way to do that is just first just kind of being aware of our thoughts. You know what I mean? We
exactly.
have to kind
Yeah.
of question the thoughts as they start to kind of go down more of that rabbit hole. We kind of have to kind of
Right.
get ourselves a little more back to center. And I think it becomes easier over time when you do
Yeah.
like spiritual practices like meditation and
Yeah.
really trying to read. And when you read too, also like really focusing on what you're reading. In fact, I know it sounds weird, like, and we're not in school anymore, but I think whenever you like read a text or something like that,
Yeah.
that's knowledge or whatever, I think it's actually good to like write down like what you learn, kind of give yourself like a little quiz.
Yeah.
And then you're able to stay more present and kind of focused
Yeah.
on present moment, right?
Well, and I like that point because like when you're reading a book, right? Or it doesn't even have to be the Bible. It could be something fictional, just something that has to impact you. I feel like is very important. But like another funny thing is it's like, we're on social media all day just with our fingers, zoom, boom, 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 all day long. Like, how is that living? You know what I mean? Like, I get like you might be a content creator, but like put a time frame on that, like 30 minutes max. I'm done. I ain't gonna be doing this for 9 hours straight. You got to use your time wisely and understand
Oh yeah.
positive energy that you could be using, like learning. You can't learn nothing on a social media thing. Just all you can learn is somebody else's life. You know what I mean? You got to worry about yourself. You know what I mean? I know exactly what I mean when it comes to that. So
Exactly. Yeah.
you know,
No,
just
that makes a lot of sense because when you're constantly just
yeah,
I mean, even when we watch like TV and stuff like that, we go on, we watch Netflix, and it's always
yeah,
we do it because we enjoy it, right? But then it's just like the enjoyment just kind of goes away, right? It's like, okay, we already finished it, and it's like we could care less if we just forget about it.
yeah,
None of it benefited us. None of it
yeah,
brought any kind of knowledge or
right,
wisdom to us, right? And I mean, and there is like stuff on social media that you can learn from, but a lot of it's just a repeat of people's
yeah,
lives or just focusing on stuff that really doesn't matter, right?
yeah. Like I did, and I get to, we'll watch a movie. It could be a comedy, maybe to make us
Right.
feel better. But like I said, it's like you gotta pick what you're doing and make sure you're doing it, efficiently. Like if I'm gonna watch a movie, make sure it's only like 3 times a week. You don't need to be doing this every single day. You know what I mean? Like there's
Oh man, yeah.
positive and negative aspects that come to all this. Like social media. I remember you telling me the other day it was like, you know, I remember you asked me, I think it was like, how much time do you do on social media? I'm like, hours and hours. You know what I mean? It's like why? You know what I mean? For what? Nothing. You know what I mean? Like you just you don't gain nothing out of certain things. That we do. Like it's compared to watching a movie than like watching the Animal Channel. Which one you gonna
Right.
gain more knowledge and be able to use towards your everyday life? Right? You know what I
I'm
mean?
not
Like
sure what I can really learn from the Animal Channel if I'm being honest. That could
I'm
probably
just oh I'm just
really
saying it.
benefit me, but I get what you mean though, right?
Well, yeah, that was a funny one, but no, like just in general, like I'd rather, like like a documentary, I feel like could teach you more than like an actual movie, whether it's
Oh,
funny
yeah.
or not.
Right,
It's
right.
just a lot of comedies are just bad sense of humor to begin. I mean, you know what I mean? Like it's just wait. I don't know. It's like you
And
know,
I kind of personally think that like phones, like we should personally, and I'm not saying I don't do it, but and it's kind of weird that I recommend stuff that I don't do, but I do
yeah,
notice the reason why I recommend is because I've had personal experience with it, right? Because that's the
right,
best knowledge, right? It's personal experience. You learn from stuff, right? And I think
yeah,
personally, just putting the phone away for like I think just leaving it for like a couple hours, right, each day,
yeah,
and then starting to just only use it as like a communication tool or something that we kind of need to use, right? Or
yeah. When
not
you
so
and me have been
don't use
doing
it
that
as
a
to
lot
waste
lately,
time,
like
right?
you and me have been having, we'll call each other and
Right.
check up on each other. It's one thing to like check up on somebody, be like on the phone, just like watching TikToks. That's not good. You know what I mean? That's not like good time. You know what I mean? That's like, it's just, you gotta be able to use your time wisely. I mean, we're not saying 24/7. Sometimes you just gotta, you're burnout, watch a movie, chill out. You don't gotta be
Right.
doing
Right.
anything. Understanding that though, that's important because I mean, we can't get time back, bro. It's funny too because it's similar to money. I remember when people used to say, you can get money back, but like, what do you have to do to get it back? Hard work, right? You got to put extra hours in, extra time, right? Like that's what we're learning in life is we put a lot of time into a lot of things, and for what? But then we got to understand sometimes if you want something in life, you got to
Oh,
work for it as well. So time
and
plays a big factor in this.
we look at like ancient civilizations, right? And
Mhm.
these people they built pyramids. They built pyramids.
Yeah,
They invented stuff. They all that type of stuff, right? I mean, there's people that they would just sit down for philosophers, mathematicians, whatever. They would just sit down forever for like hours upon hours straight. They'd forget to eat. They'd forget to drink water. They'd be so focused for hours upon hours on trying to learn and stuff. And like
yeah.
when you look at ancient civilizations, you realize these people didn't have any time to relax at all. It
Oh,
was
I know.
and that's the reason why we were able to grow so much in society because we weren't relaxing.
Yeah, I agree, and I know it took a lot of work to like. I always look at the roads. I'm like, how did they ever get created? You know what I mean? Because you look at
Right.
people that do construction, it seems like it takes them 9 months just to get through one section of the road. But then I don't know. Back in the day, they used to just get everybody out. You were 15 years old. Okay, you're working. You're going to the military. You're going to this. You're doing that. Yeah, we didn't. I mean, time back then to what it is now, it does seem more like it is just one big schedule ahead of everything else. Like, and back in the day, it was, hey, we need your help. You sign this paper, get out. Time is different than what it
Mhm.
used to be back in the day. We weren't around to see all this. We heard this from our ancestors and so forth. Like you said, go back in ancient times, so forth. It was way
Yeah,
different.
and it's like I think a lot of us too don't know what to do with their time, right? Like
Oh no.
besides go to work, besides go to the gym and then do the stuff that they have to do, like cleaning or whatever, right?
No.
Just don't know what else to do with our time, right?
All right. One thing I
And I think that the best thing is to just if you don't know what to do with your time, is to just sit there
yeah,
and really focus on your passion, right? Like what do you like to do and how can you take this a step further? And
right.
we can
Yeah.
passion through finding out discovering our inner self, right? Inner wisdom, right? Doing meditation and really trying to connect to our higher selves, right? And then they can all just kind of then we can actually learn
Yeah.
what we should be doing, right, with our time and
Oh, I love that. I love that point, bro. Because
live life to the fullest. And I think um every person has basically a special, I think like a special ability, special gift, whatever you want to call it.
right.
Um that they just need to just unlock. Everybody, doesn't matter who it is, everybody
Right.
has that thing, right?
Yeah. No, that makes total sense, bro. It's like I, time is such a thing, man. It's like, we use it wisely sometimes, and then there's other days we just don't use it at all. And it is good sometimes to just keep on the go. Like if you're going through something logically, like that's messing with your brain, sometimes it's good to occupy yourself. Keep going. Maybe hit the gym, go get a car wash, go get gas, whatever it is.
Yeah.
If you keep sometimes, because there's some days where your mind really just needs to keep going, just to keep yourself away from that negative energy. Uh, you know,
Or to keep us from falling back into the same patterns, right?
oh,
I
exactly. I
think I
mean,
think the reason I think the reason why some of us live like we live like
yeah.
Groundhog Day almost every day. Some of us because
Oh
we
yeah.
we think the thing we think the same thoughts and
Yeah.
we same things every day.
No, and I get a lot of people get
And
bored with like,
sometimes we'll have those special days where it's like, ooh, I'm gonna
yeah,
set this intention. I'm gonna accomplish this, and this, right? And then we
yeah,
have those special days, and it's like, okay, it's one day out of the month, right, or something like that.
right,
Actually, do what we actually intend, right? And I think
yeah,
I think some of it is just takes a little bit of willpower, right?
exactly. No, it really
The
does.
same willpower that says, you know what, I'm not gonna eat that cookie right now because I'm on a diet. I'm trying to lose weight, or
Yeah,
I'm not gonna
yeah.
exact. You know what I mean?
No,
You
there's so many things. I mean, just the way we look at our time, it's like it's funny how we look at breakfast, lunch, and dinner too, and then sometimes we skip breakfast, but it's like, how did we skip it? Oh, I just had a granola bar. You know what I mean? Like
oh yeah.
we're constantly moving. Like our day is never just sit down and that be it. Like I mean, sometimes your mind needs rest, and I get it. A lot of people believe this whole functionality thing about Sunday. You just don't do anything, and I don't know if I totally always agree with that because I feel like every day is every day. You know what I mean? Like a lot of people will be like, God's day is Sunday. No, God's day is every single day. You're not just going put because Sunday because
Oh, I know.
church
Some
is
people
Sunday.
they'll just be like, you know, I'm gonna be like this on one day, and then the rest of the week
It's not
they
how
don't.
life
None of
works.
that sticks with them. You know what I mean?
Oh
But
yeah, I think life's just
when you do take those positive
yeah,
things that help you, when you do make those positive choices, and when you try to maintain it too, it's pretty
yeah.
amazing, right?
Oh, it is. Yeah, I mean, there's so many things amazing with the way you can use your time, and learn from it. It's just all learning experience. This is it's really
Oh
what it is, brother.
yeah, absolutely, yeah,
You know, but
yeah. No, and I think just my closing thoughts on, because I know this is a lot,
yeah,
on time and stuff is I would say I would tell people to maybe okay, let's say you're lost for your time, right? You don't know what to do. I
right.
would say start off with maybe kind of experimenting a little bit, finding out things that you like to do, right?
New things, right?
Let's just say let's say you've been wanting to um go join this this dance class or something, right? Try it out, you know what I mean? Or just say
Right.
you're wanting to join this rock climbing gym or whatever it may be, right? Whatever your passion might be, yoga
Mm,
or something like that. Um, I think you should just experiment with it,
mm,
stick with it enough, right? Stick with it enough
mm.
to because sometimes you start things right away and it's like you don't like it at first and then it just kind of takes time to get
Well,
in
I
the
get
habit
what you're
of
saying.
liking
Like
it, right?
trying new things, bro. I like that. I like that.
Trying new
'Cause-
things.
yeah.
And then I would say maybe too, using a little bit of willpower and forcing yourself to do things you don't want to do.
Oh, exactly. Yeah.
Because some of us don't want to use our time wisely, right? Like some
Oh,
of
I
us
agree.
want to just be a bag of potato chips, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
And then I think maybe the next thing I would say is maybe to try to stay more present. Let's not focus on the future.
All right.
You know, have faith in the universe, God, whatever it is, have trust in it, right? That everything will just be all right. When we
Yeah.
have faith and we have trust and everything is all right, then everything lines up perfectly for us, right?
No, I agree.
I
No, I
think
like that.
that's one of the ways that law of attraction works, is that it works because you don't care about the outcome, right? You're present to the moment and you're happy,
Yeah.
right? And I think the cool thing is that we don't need materialistic things to make us happy, right? Because the reason why we want these materialistic things like this new house, this new car, all this whatever stuff, this relationship, is because
Yeah.
we want to experience the emotion from it, right?
Right.
But we can experience any of these emotions like right now, right? We can meditate on the feeling of joy, love,
Yeah.
abundance, right? Any of that
Right.
stuff. We can experience it right now, you know?
Yeah. No, I love that. I love that closing on this because yeah, let's give a couple point of views on with my closing too is yeah, just you know, figure out figure out what you want to do and then go for it. You know what I mean? Like use your time. If you're bored with life, because I think that another point of view is like we do get bored of doing the same thing over and over and over again. If there's something like I'm gonna go skydiving one day, and just one day, let it click in your brain and be like, "Yo, I'm gonna go do it," and that's what I'm gonna do. Or like for me when I did the skateboarding, I don't even know what I was thinking. I ain't been on a skateboard in 15 years. I just go buy one out of nowhere, and then I fell in love with it again. It's like just or if you're reading, and you stop reading, maybe go back and do that over again. Like you don't have to keep doing the same things every single day. I think people get lost in translation. You know what I mean? Like they think that they just have, I get the work part. You got to go and work, sometimes you need a mental break, take a day off, it's okay you don't have to be sick to call in, but use your time wisely. That's my closing on it, you know?
Yeah.
So,
No, that's great.
yeah.
Think if there's anything I want to expand on. Yeah, just following your passion, I think is great. Setting an intention, right? Setting your intention. I would say even like just setting an intention like by little short little sections, right? Like my intention after I record this is to read a book before I go to bed, right? Or
Yeah.
and then maybe and then once I go to bed, let's just say I set the intention of okay, I'm gonna wake up feeling rested and I'm gonna head to work and try to get there on time or whatever it may be, right?
Yeah.
Exactly. But no,
Yeah.
that I
Well,
think that
hey,
closes
we
it.
got a we got a good closing on this, and I think a lot of you guys are going to be able to use this to
Yeah.
understand how to manage time better and understand time just in general. So, Jared,
Parker,
we're out.
we're out. All right.